Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach, and today we're looking at Game Week 29 result, how I got on with my team, and how you guys got on in my fantasy football league, and seeing who is top. Has there been any points difference? Um, and who did well and who did bad in this game week? And then we'll have a little quick look at the fixtures for game week 30, and we'll talk about what I think you should look at. We're not going to look at the transfers coming in. We just want to just avoid them for the moment and see what we are. The reason why, because of teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man City, Forest, Palace. They've all got their European fixtures. That's 7 teams this week. So I think you just got to look carefully at those and just assess before making any rash decisions. So let's get in and see how many points I got for game week 29. We got 54, which was actually the average. We got bang on smack the average, which hasn't been done for a long, long time. As we always say, we like to try and be above the average. Um, so at the moment we're at 1,546 points. Ranked wise, not so good. 3 million. We should be up. I did really want to try and be in the 2 millions. But hey, but almost 12.9 million people have taken part, which is very good. So let's reveal my points for game week 29 and who got them. So we had Pickford in goal. He got us 6 beautiful points. That was for the minutes and for the saves. So that was quite nice. Our defense, Gay only got 1 point, which was not good, conceding 2 goals. Gabriel gave us 11 because he kept a clean sheet, bonus, and defensive contribution in the 1-0 win against Brighton. So that's quite nice. Mendes got 1 point, same as Gay. Virgil and Van Dijk, again, like the other two from conceded 2 goals, minus a point the minute. So not good for Virgil van Dijk. And my skipper, this time I went with Simeo, and he did score and the minutes, so 7 points there for him. As he was my captain, that turned into 14 points. But if I went with Bruno Fernandes, it would have given us 2 additional points. But also if I went with Gabriel, it would have given us 7 additional points. So Gabriel was the better option. Bruno Fernandes, minutes, assist, and bonus points. Enzo, minutes, assist, but did get a yellow card. Rogers, minutes, and got a yellow card. What is it with players getting yellow cards? And then we go into Strand Larson, scoring a goal, but did get a yellow card to another one. So we lost 3 points for players getting yellow cards, but that is not good. You go into here, just the minutes. Could I have gained anything? 1 point, Chabala, Lass, and Rice as well. If I took out one of the Man City or Virgil van Dijk out, or actually Rogers, I could have taken out Rogers and gained 2 points. I could have gained 3 points in total. Not that much, but also plus the 7 points. I could have gained 10 points if I did the right captain as well. Here are your results for game week 29. Bournemouth, Brighton 0-0. Everton 2, Burnley nil, Leeds nil, Sunderland 1, Wolves 2, Liverpool 1. Sunday fixture. Oh no, that was Tuesday fixtures. The Wednesday fixtures: Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4, Brighton nil, Arsenal 1, Fulham nil, West Ham 1, Man City, Nottingham Forest 2 all, Newcastle 2, Manchester United 1. And on the Thursday night fixture, Spurs 1, Crystal Palace 3. Lovely. And now we're going to do something that we haven't done for a long, long time. We're going to have a look at that beautiful league table. Okay, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal are on top. Okay, they've got a 7-point lead, but City do have one game in hand, and Arsenal do still have to play City. So if City win that game in hand, it's against Palace, and beat us, it's only 1 point difference. So still could be a bit of a situation there. So Manchester United on 51 points, Villa 51, Chelsea 48, Liverpool 48. So very close between 4 teams there. Brentford 4 points behind and 44. Everton 43, Bournemouth 40, Fulham 40, Sunderland 40. So again, a bit of a clutch there. Newcastle 1 point behind on 39 points. 1 point behind is Crystal Palace on 38. 1 point behind that is Brighton on 37. And then there's a bit of a gap. We've got Leeds on 31 in 15th. Spurs on 29 points. And 1 point behind is Nottingham Forest and West Ham in the relegation zone. So Spurs are 1 point off relegation, and they do face Liverpool on the next game. Ouch. And then behind that, on 19 points is Burnley, and at the bottom is Wolves. Here are the fixtures for game week 30. Okay, so it is a 1:30 deadline on the Saturday. That is UK time. We have 2 3 o'clock kickoffs. We have Burnley versus Bournemouth, Sunderland versus Brighton. Then we have 2 5:30 kickoffs. Now, the reason why that is because the Champions League game is now the Arsenal game against Bayer Leverkusen is now on the Tuesday night. They couldn't play. It was originally supposed to be on Sunday. They moved it a day early. So that's a bit of a nuisance there. But Arsenal, Everton, 5:30. Chelsea, Newcastle. I think that's also to do with Champions League football as well. I also believe the West Ham, Man City is moved because of that Champions League as well. On Sunday, Crystal Palace Leeds, Manchester United, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, Liverpool versus Spurs at 4:30. And then the Monday night football, Brentford versus Wolves. So some very strong fixtures there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for me, looking at players to look out for, yes, maybe the Arsenal fixtures could be a good one. I think Bournemouth players could be a nice little option to look out for. And I think you're looking at probably like Sinia, probably something like that, actually. What was the other one? have a little look and I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll let me Tavernier, you could probably have it as well. Good price at 5.3 million. So that's something like that you could probably use. Um, Everson, could you use him? He hasn't done that really well recently. So that could be something you guys could look out for. Um, I think there also the other fixtures you could probably look at. I'm going to say the Sunderland Brighton game could be a nice little banger for us. But other than that, there's some very hard players to actually use for this game week. Um, could you use someone like Bruno Fernandes against Villa? Maybe. Could you use Thiago? Actually, yeah, probably Thiago against Wolves because he did do well in the FA Cup. Fulham players could be an option against Forest. But other than that, I don't really see something standing out. Maybe what's his name? Tesco from Manchester United, you could probably use um there. Strand Larson maybe for the Palace game. I think that's a very good option. Um Maybe Hall for Bournemouth again. So I think they're players that you could potentially look at. Um Liverpool, depending on how what Spurs team plays up. Um, could you use Nketiah? Nketiah? I can never pronounce his name right. Virgil van Dijk, maybe. Bosley. Um, yeah, probably something like that. That's what could happen. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal, Palace, Manchester United, Man City, and Wolves do not have a game week 31. So that's something you guys got to look at as well. So I will go more depth in my next video, which will come out on Thursday. So please be aware what's going to happen with the Champions League and the Europa, all the European fixtures that English teams are playing. Could anyone get injured? So just be aware what the scenario of that is. Okay. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely time. Good luck for game week